Okay, I got a good question for somebody asking about pressure points. Okay, we're going to discuss that. First of all, let me just say this right from the get-go. Okay, most of the stuff you see out there about pressure points is complete malarkey, uh, pure BS. You see people, harnessing their chi and throwing it at their opponent almost like a video game or something, or like a cartoon. Come on, you don't see too many people doing that in the UFC. You know, it doesn't work. Okay, it's a lot of mind tricks and a lot of people just going along with it, and a lot of these so-called masters and experts that are masters in chi and pressure points and this stuff. They get up against just even some of the basic combat skills and stuff that they try this stuff. It doesn't work on them. Big surprise, I know. And then of course, the master, always comes up with some lame excuse, why their mastery of their powerful technique didn't work. Again, this is a bunch of BS. It really is. It'd be funny if it wasn't so annoying. Okay, but to be fair to this question and stuff, do pressure points really do work? Yes, they do. But, this is a big but, you got to understand their applications and their limitations. Okay? Now, pressure points, for the most part, work upon pain compliance. That's how they're designed to work and stuff. And you do have various points throughout the body, pressure points and stuff, that will elicit a response from an individual. And again, most of this is based on pain compliance and stuff. Whether it be, you got ones and stuff, under the nose, back behind the jaw, different spots on the body, down the side of the legs, different things like this stuff that will get a response out of somebody. Now, where do these pressure points come into play and stuff with practical application? Glad you asked that. Okay. They actually are used, believe it or not, through a system that is taught to the majority of law enforcement throughout the U.S. Now you're probably asking, okay, pressure points, if I'm saying they're BS stuff, how come the law enforcement uses them? I'll tell you right now, this is easy. The reason why law enforcement relies upon this stuff is because the pressure point, for the most part, have been proven not to have a long-term effect. What that means in simple terms is, use these on a suspect, it's not going to cause any sort of permanent injury where the police department's going to get sued. That's why they like them, and that's why they endorse them. Now, to be fair again, some of these techniques and stuff will work on somebody that is passively resisting. Somebody doesn't want to stand up, someone's maybe pulling away, not being combative, but just not cooperating. Pressure points will work. Okay, they will work on somebody like that. Now, if you got somebody that is on drugs, that is just in a rage, pressure point compliance stuff is not going to work at all. Okay, it goes out the window when you look at any sort of deal with officer involved, not necessarily shootings, but hands-on videos and stuff where an officer has to go hands-on with a suspect. Hardly ever do I see them try to use any of the pressure point control tactics that they've been taught. Very, very rare. Okay, most of that stuff goes out the window because it doesn't work on somebody that's being actively aggressive and trying to inflict harm. Okay, how do I know this? Okay, that picture you just saw was of myself. Um, I was a defensive tactics instructor for law enforcement. I'm actually the person that actually taught police officers hand-to-hand combat. And one of the programs that I was a certified instructor in was based upon pressure points. And it was all about being able to control a suspect based on using that stuff. Again, works great for somebody that is mildly resisting. Beautiful, works great. Got somebody that wants to fight, it doesn't work. And that's why you got to understand the limitations of this stuff. Now doing a, say doing a punch or doing a strike to a pressure point area and stuff will probably definitely have a greater effect than say just a random punch or a strike to a non-pressure point area. But you got to understand that most of the pressure point stuff is based on pain compliance. Even when it comes down to wrist locks, small joint manipulation and stuff, it is based upon pain. And very few people like pain, okay? And that's why they're going to react in a certain way. And if you understand how they're going to react to stuff, whether you chicken wing somebody, you start putting pressure on the wrist, do a wrist lock and stuff, a lot of times it'll get them right up on their tippy toes, things like that. You understand how that works and how the body's going to react to a lot of this stuff. It allows you to then be able to control the person and get them into a position, you know, again, from a law enforcement point of view, get them into a position to handcuff them. Okay? Again, coming down from the average person on the street, you know, you're going to try to fight. If you try to, you know, get into a self-defense, you know, situation where you got to defend yourself, you try to rely upon a pressure point tactic, odds are it's not going to work. I'd be surprised, honestly, if it would work. You're probably going to find yourself getting pommeled before you can even get that close to somebody to even try something like that. So, you know, most of the stuff that's out there that you see and stuff. There's one gentleman that has made probably a small fortune, you know, peddling this stuff. You know. I'm not even going to say his name, but I'm sure if you do a simple search online and stuff, his name will probably pop up. And to me, that sort of stuff kind of falls under the title of bullshito. It's pure BS. It's not real. You definitely got energy and power going through your body and stuff, but be able to harness this and throw it across the room at somebody and knock them out is just, that's the stuff of legend. And, you know, even the best martial artists in the world, this stuff, you know, even the people, the founders, you know, you look at the founders of the systems that we hold so dear to our hearts and stuff, even the original founders didn't believe in that hokey pokey stuff, okay? So, you know, understand the applications of pressure points, understand pain compliance. They do have their place, they really do. And it definitely helps you understand body mechanics a lot better. It understands how to manipulate joints and functions of the body and stuff to be able to set somebody up for, say, a sweep or a takedown or an arm bar, or again, from like a law enforcement or military point of view and stuff, for handcuffing, things like that and stuff. But understand the very real limitations of this stuff, and that it can easily be overridden by drugs, by alcohol, even if just somebody has a lot of adrenaline flowing through the system just from being in a rage. A lot of times that stuff doesn't work. And one of the things too that kind of comes up is stuff, you know, occasionally you'll find, you know, a couple people out there, you know, it's probably down to, I bet probably less than 5%, but there are some people out there where a lot of that stuff has no effect on them. I, for one, actually am one. So if a lot of the pressure points and stuff, a good majority of them don't work on me. Just how my body's wired with my nerves and stuff, you know, and do some of the joint manipulation and that stuff, you know, I'll go along with it just so I don't bust a joint. But as far as the pain compliance and stuff, a lot of that stuff does not work on me. Found that out kind of the hard way. But yeah, just keep that in mind and stuff. You know, I mean, do your research and stuff, understand where pressure points are along the body and stuff, but just realize they do have their limitations, and there's no magical way to do it like in a, you know, a video game and stuff, and be able to throw your energy at somebody. Okay, that's not going to happen. So, great question though. Keep them coming, and you know, like know your thoughts on pressure points stuff. Leave your thoughts down in the comments, and we'll go from there. Thank you.